Federation with our legislative update for February 18th. I'm going to start out with a couple of non-legislative issues that occurred this last week that might be of interest to our folks watching out there. This week, Scott Talbot has been appointed as Director of the Game and Fish by Governor Meade. And this week we've also learned that the Director of the Livestock Board, Jim Schwartz, has submitted his resignation to the board. As of this date, we haven't heard for sure whether the board has accepted that resignation or not, but as we get more details, we'll provide that to the folks out there in the country. One of the bills that we talked about last week a little bit was House Bill 207, and that bill of course deals with whether an individual can carry a gun in a private vehicle on private land, and we talked about how the landowner agreements that agriculture producers have could be affected by this particular piece of legislation. That bill will be up in Senate travel next Wednesday, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of discussion about some of the constitutional issues this bill raises between gun rights and private property rights. Another bill that was heard Thursday night in Senate Ag was House Bill 163. That dealt with produced water from carbon dioxide sequestration. It's been kind of a contentious bill, and as it was heard in Senate Ag Thursday night, there were a lot of folks speaking for and against it, but the body did vote that bill down, so it's dead this year. We may have that issue come back as a interim topic, or it may be brought by an individual legislator, because there still is a great amount of concern about some of the issues raised on that. House Bill 152, which is the very rare or uncommon designation that the Wyoming Farm Bureau Federation has been working on, still is sitting in the Senate General File. I know a lot of folks have asked the various senators their feelings on this bill, but we're continually hopeful that the Senate will begin discussion about this next week. Brett, you've had several issues that that we've been dealing with this week. One of them is the fuel tax on gasoline.
Thanks. Excuse me. Thanks, Ken. The first bill I'll talk about is House Bill 153, that deals with a change in how agricultural fuel taxes will be assessed. Currently, it's a 70-30 split with a 70% exemption. This bill would change it so that it will be farmers and ranchers will need to submit their receipts to Department of Transportation and then get a rebate back. This is a major change from the way the policy currently is, the law currently is, and we've been assured by a representative that if problems persist, that it's taking a long time to get the refunds back, that action will be taken. So I have hopes that this bill, which has passed a third reading in the Senate, and so we'll go to concurrence, that I have hopes that this bill will make it better for our members. Senate File 9 is a bill that would establish an economic analysis and economic impact program down to the county levels. This is information that we've been looking for a long time, and hopefully this bill will go forward. It has been, it was considered in the House today, so it's moving forward, and I have hopes that it will come to fruition. This bill made it through the Senate and the House last year, then was vetoed on the governor's desk. The next bill I'd like to talk about is Senate File 100, that deals with cruelty to companion animals. This bill is kind of a companion bill to Senate File 10. 10 deals with the large animals. This bill deals with the companion animals. It establishes a fund for counties to be able to access to pay for the cost of dealing with a large number of animals that have been mistreated, so they have a way to recoup their costs of it. Instead of running through the Livestock Board, in the House they changed this that it will run through the Auditor's Department, so it removes this program from the Livestock Board, which is a good thing because the Livestock Board does not want to have to deal with small animals either. Ken?
Thanks, Brett. One of the things that that Senate File 100 also deals with is providing funding to the counties, and that's of course been supported fairly strongly by county commissioners. The bodies are coming towards the end of their 40-day session. We've got probably another week and a half, so I think by next week we'll see a lot of bills either pass or fail. I'm sure there will be some controversies out there, and I know that there's going to be some bills of interest for our agriculture producers. So we'll keep talking about some of these things. I also would like to just mention that our legislative update, or the legislative meeting this last week, I thought was a pretty good success. We had a lot of interesting speakers, and I hope that the members that were able to make it down for that meeting enjoyed the information, as well as the company of each of the other members. So thank you, and we'll talk to you again next week.